This is not just another drug case. This is not a case about addiction in the abstract or crime in the shadows. This is a case about an international operation, Grupo Córdova, a Colombian drug manufacturing organization that built $1 billion criminal empire on death. Let's call it what it is. This organization didn't just sell drugs. They didn't just bend the law. They manufactured synthetic opioids illegally in hidden laboratories near Medellín and Cali, and then trafficked them into the United States by the ton. These weren't careless mistakes. These were deliberate actions, calculated to maximize profit, no matter the cost. And that cost was people's lives. You've seen the evidence. Grupo Córdova isn't some ragtag street gang. This was a highly structured criminal network with chemists, accountants, transport coordinators, and corrupt officials on both sides of the border. At the top of the operation sat Rodrigo Córdova, known to his men as El Ingeniero, a chemical engineer by training, a drug lord by choice. Under his leadership, Grupo Córdova transitioned from cocaine to synthetic opioids around 2017. Why? Because it was cheaper, more potent, easier to conceal, and far more deadly. Let's talk about the drug, fentopraxin, a compound chemically engineered to mimic fentanyl, but with a modified molecular structure to temporarily evade detection by drug enforcement labs. That's not accidental, that's a strategy. Grupo Córdova produced thousands of kilos of this compound in clandestine facilities, masked under a front of veterinary supply companies. You saw the invoices, paper companies, shells, designed to disguise what they were really making, poison. Now, how did that poison get here? You heard it from DEA agent Maria Castillo. These pills, pressed into counterfeit oxycodone tablets, were loaded into cosmetic containers, children's toys, even hollowed out textbooks, then shipped through Central America into Texas, Arizona, and Florida. Once inside the US, they entered our communities, our neighborhoods, sold on social media, in gas station parking lots, outside high schools, and people died. Let's remember Kelvin Alvarez, a 19-year-old college freshman in Omaha, Nebraska. He took one pill, just one, thought it was a prescription painkiller. He was dead within 10 minutes. You heard his mother speak. You saw the toxicology report. The only substance in his system was a Córdova manufactured tablet, marked as oxycodone, filled with fentopraxin. Ladies and gentlemen, that is not an overdose. That is murder by mass production. The defense wants to make this about jurisdiction. They'll say, this happened in Colombia. They'll say, our laws don't apply. But federal law is clear. When a foreign organization manufactures, traffics, and distributes drugs into the United States, and those drugs cause death, we have jurisdiction. And the evidence shows exactly that. GPS data from intercepted shipments, WhatsApp messages between distributors and Córdova's logistics chief, chemical analysis matching pill samples from overdoses in 6 states to samples seized in a lab raid in Itagüí. The link is clear. The conspiracy is proven. The deaths are real. Now, the defense has argued that Rodrigo Córdova wasn't directly involved, that he was just an investor or removed from day-to-day operations. But the prosecution has shown otherwise. You saw the photos from the 2023 meeting in Panama. Rodrigo discussing expansion into Canada. You heard the testimony from Daniel Romero, a former lab worker who turned informant. He told you Córdova personally approved the switch from fentanyl to the fentopraxin formula because it was less likely to get caught. Not less likely to kill people, just less likely to be traced. That's what this is about. Not ignorance, but intention. This was a cold, calculated enterprise. It was designed to bypass international law, manipulate chemistry, and flood this country with synthetic opioids, disguised as medicine. They weren't trying to help people. They were trying to get rich off American deaths. And they did. Grupo Córdova made over $780 million in 3 years from illegal synthetic opioids. We traced those funds through cryptocurrency wallets, shell banks in Curacao, and real estate purchases in Bogota, Dubai, and Miami. So ask yourselves, is this a victimless crime? Ask the families who never saw their children wake up. Ask the paramedics who carried Narcan in both hands because one dose is no longer enough. Ask the school nurse in Spokane who found a 7th grader unconscious in a bathroom stall with a Córdova pill clutched in his fist. This is what we're fighting. And this courtroom is one of the few places where a response is even possible. No, we can't stop all drugs from crossing the border, but we can do something about this case, this organization, this defendant. And that's why I ask you, with full confidence in the law and full belief in your duty as jurors, find Rodrigo Córdova guilty. Guilty of trafficking controlled substances into the United States. Guilty of conspiracy to distribute substances resulting in death. Guilty of running a criminal enterprise across international lines. This case is not about politics. It's not about Colombia versus America. It's about justice. It's about saying loud and clear that no matter how far away the lab is, no matter how cleverly the pills are disguised, no matter how rich and untouchable the trafficker thinks he is, our justice system sees it and acts. Thank you.